Today we are going to talk about the brand new Realme 9 Pro Plus smartphone. This review will be focused on the cameras. It means how does it take the pictures, the videos and so on. The smartphone itself looks gorgeous. We have the midnight black version here, but it's actually nice deep blue color. The main camera has 50 megapixel sensor. It's quite big and it has quad bior RGB structure. It means that in practice, majority of the modes have 12 megapixels. The advantage of relatively large pixels is low noise. The image quality is quite good for a smartphone. Just look at the images, they are basically noise-free. Both the Night and Expert Pro modes allow you to set the aperture up to 32 seconds. The Night mode takes more images at once for multi-exposure to lower the noise and apply strong HDR effect. On the other hand, Expert mode allows you to change the focus and activate RAW shooting. The optical stabilization is quite helpful and it allowed me to take sharp images at around 1/4 of a second handheld. In video, it's not able to smooth walking properly and compensate the rolling movements. The next advantage of quad bior structure is a large dynamic range for HDR images. Then we have the wide-angle camera, which has 8 megapixels. The standard camera has approximately 24mm focal length, the ultra-wide approximately 14. The image quality from the main camera is very good. In the case of ultra-wide camera, you are limited by the 8 megapixels resolution. Optically it's fine, but it's not great. Sometimes it suffers from lens flares, chromatic aberration, and because of multi-exposure HDR due to the lack of quad bior sensor, it may also create HDR artifacts. And this one is the macro, which is just 2 megapixels. And that's the problem. It's such a small resolution and the image is so noisy that the crop from the image from the main camera provides better details. The difference is most significant if you are using 50 megapixel resolution. In this comparison I have 12. Therefore the macro camera is pretty useless. Just for an idea, this crop from 50 megapixel image has 10 megapixel resolution, which is, by the way, 5 times more than the macro camera. The selfie camera, which is here at the edge, has 60 megapixels. The issue is with the position of the camera here, because when you are holding the smartphone, usually you can see your hand in the image. The selfie camera supports up to Full HD video, and as you can see, it suffers a severe rolling shutter effect. That camera also supports to change the depth of field. Now I'm using the f/0.95 option. Unfortunately, video portrait mode is available in HD resolution only, and it may suffer from artifacts if you are moving a lot. It is much better when taking stills, and I would say it works better than the portrait mode at the rear camera. The user interface is quite typical for any Android phone. There is a wide-angle camera, and the normal one, 50 megapixel shot, and much more. In Pro mode, you can change the ISO, exposure time, exposure compensation, you can focus, and you can change also the white balance. And if you wish, there is also the RAW option. This one takes both the RAW and JPEG. There are several video modes. This one is from the main camera in 4K resolution. If you wish, you can also change it to Full HD, which provides you some stabilization. The drawback is in the angle of view. You can see it's much narrower. The Full HD video is heavily cropped because of the image stabilization. So when I'm using the ultra-wide camera, it supports the same angle of view as the main camera in 4K. Because 4K doesn't have such a powerful image stabilization as the Full HD modes. There's just one significant difference. The image quality from ultra-wide camera is much worse. But if you switch to photo, then there are quite big differences. So this is the main camera and this is the ultra-wide. Realme 9 Pro Plus smartphone also supports the artificial intelligence to enhance the images. Usually it makes them a little bit brighter and the HDR effect is, I would say, too much sometimes. If you want to take 50 megapixel pictures, it can be found as a special mode. In the terms of dynamic range, the 50 megapixel images are usually slightly worse. Regarding the details, 50 megapixel image wins, even if you will change the resolution to 12 megapixels. The smartphone also supports the new compression methods like HEIF and HEIC. There are a lot of filters which you can use. It's like having Instagram in your camera app. There is a special professional video mode. You can use the ultra wide angle and the normal one. You can also change the shutter speed and ISO sensitivity. Also, the image stabilization is available here, which heavily crop the image. In the Pro video mode, 4K resolution is not available. Everything is taken in approximately Full HD resolution. There are 4 slow motion modes. The first 2 are unlimited, the last 2 modes can record only 1 second of slow motion video and their processing can take quite a long time to finish. It takes around 5 seconds to process the whole video, but I will speed it up. So let's look at few slow motion samples. At conclusion, Realme 9 Pro Plus smartphone is a very good tool for taking the images, especially using its main camera. There are a lot of pros and only a few of cons. To make our review complete, you can look at some additional photo and video samples. Thanks for watching. If you like this video and want more content like this, hit the thumbs up button and subscribe.